I'm sure we're the laughing stock of everyone in Europe right now because of Trump. I would totally accept that if that's the case. I mean,
Well,
it's all pretty stupid.
We say this in Italy. It's tutto il mondo è paese, which means the whole world is a town. So here in Europe, in Italy, you see too many people supporting Trump, and so it's the same.
Isn't literally like one of Mussolini's children a prominent politician now?
His granddaughter. Yeah,
his granddaughter.
She's been in politics for years, but she's more of a TV character now. At least. Yeah, sort of influencer or sort of TV guest.
Mussolini was kind of a cartoon character too, right? I mean,
well, like every dictator, but
yeah.
the difference between Mussolini and Trump is that Mussolini had on his side some of the best scientists, some of the best politicians Italy has ever seen. I mean, so he actually managed to do things, horrible things, but he did that. Trump
he got it done, damn it, Yeah.
Of course, the history would be better off with him not doing anything like Trump did in the last 4 years. But he had some of the best energies of the country by his side. That's why he kept the power for 20 years. I mean,
I understand, like, with certain dictators and fascists like Mussolini and Hitler, even though I don't speak the language, you see them speak and you're like, yeah, I can see how that gets people pumped up. Like, I can see how that, you can get a following. But then when you hear Trump talk, I actually live in a smaller town in Texas, and this is I'm like deep in Trump territory, and they like worship him like a religious figure. It's very creepy, but I don't get it because he sounds stupid when he talks, and I don't know how much of that is lost on non-native speakers, but he's a horrible orator.
I've heard some clips of him in these years. Space Force, fake news, all this kind of stuff. Yeah, it makes no sense.
When we had George Bush for 8 years, and we thought that was as stupid as it could get because George Bush wasn't a dumb guy. He just kind of like spoke, like he just screwed his words up sometimes when he talked. But then you get Trump, and you're just like, oh my god, like he just, he can't say, he says the quiet part loud and the loud part quiet,
Yep. The word you said previously, religious figure, it's probably the key here because no matter how crazy somebody can be, to some religious people, if he's an anti-abortionist, you're on with him. You vote for him, no matter what he says.
Mm-hmm.
There are all these one-issue voters, and we have that problem here in Italy as well. In Italy, you see, we have a problem with the right as well, that's getting so unhinged, and there are many people who just vote about immigration. So, and then the right doesn't even provide any solution to the immigration. They say, let's block them all.
Racism is a big deal in the United States. It's a big problem, and especially in the South. And a lot of times when they were like teaching it to us as kids, they would talk about Europe and they would say how like enlightened Europe is. And they were like, well, there's no racism over there. They all get along. And and as a kid, why would you challenge that? But then you grow up and that's just not true at all.
Absolutely.
And then my actually something I forgot to mention is my co-host Bob is an Italian American, I guess a Sicilian American, excuse me. And and his family was talking about that they'll throw bananas at black politicians and all kind, and it was just really shocking to see that. I guess it's just like, well, I guess that's just humans are shitty,
Yeah, probably. And racism is a thing where religion is a thing. They claim to be the anti-Muslim guys, but actually they are like the Muslim guys.
We have the exact same problem with Protestants here. We call them Al-Qaeda, and then or Vanilla ISIS, because they're so paranoid about what's that Muslim law called, Sharia law.
Yep.
They're so paranoid that some of these cities will actually make laws that say you can't have Sharia law in this city. which is silly because the Constitution says you can't have it anyway. But they turn around and then they do exactly what they're scared of Muslims doing, which is like trying to make the schools teach Protestantism, trying to make it to where only Protestants can be elected. It's just kind of like a lot of the same old crap. There we go. Something that the Catholics have over Protestants is that Catholics have the Pope. You got the man on top. You got the big dog. And he tells everybody what to do.
When the Pope says, "Oh, gay people should have equal rights," because he said that.
Yeah.
Then the right comes out and says, "Oh, the Pope is a communist. Don't believe him. He's not a real Christian, Oh, it's just the Pope."
Yeah. And in Protestants, there is no Pope figure. So essentially, you can have one town with 3 churches with 3 different reverends that all teach drastically different interpretations of the Bible and drastically different interpretations of like social issues and stuff. So that's another reason that everything's a giant mess here, because everybody goes to their church and they think that, their church's outlook is what it should be everywhere. But when you've got 8 churches, that you can't do that,